So, Namaskar everybody. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we will see another story which has a lot of valuable lessons for us. Let us see what we can learn from it. So, this is the story of a temple which is in a place called Madurantakam. This Madurantakam is a place near Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. And there the Lord is Lord Rama with Lakshmana and Sita Devi. And this particular form of Lord Rama is called as Kaatha Ramar. We will see why it got that particular name. So there's a very famous legend associated with this temple. It had a history much before this also, but this is recent history comparatively. So the times of Rama were very ancient times, but this 1798 is around, say, a few years ago, comparatively recent. So in 1798, in the place called Chengalpet, there was this collector. He was a British person. That time we were still under British rule, isn't it? So this Colonel Blaze was the collector of this area. And there was this Ramar temple in Madurantakam and the lake by the side of the temple. Now, every year during the monsoon, the lake would get filled with water and it would flood over. So there was a tank wall which was there, which was to prevent the water from coming from the lake and entering into the town, into the village. So, but still, because the water would be so much, there would be so much flooding, there would be so much rain, heavy rain, that the water would flood over, and every year there was this problem. So when this Colonel Blaze was there as a collector, he came once near this temple, okay, and he saw that there were some stones lying around, and he asked them, what are these stones, why are they lying around here? So they said that this is what previous person collector, the administration had prepared to construct this temple for Lord Rama, but for some reason it has been left incomplete and the work has never been completed. So Blaze, what he did, he was very much, actually his mind was preoccupied with that whole idea about, now it was raining heavily, the floods would come. So he was worried about that. So he casually made a statement, he said, if your Lord protects this lake from flooding, then I will personally use my funds and I will see to it that this temple gets built. And he was so kind of preoccupied that he actually went away without even going into the temple. Just outside, he saw the stones, he made this statement, and then he went away. He didn't even go inside. He had not seen the Murthis of Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita and all that. So he went away. Now, that following week, there was very heavy rain, which was there. And almost for 1 week, non-stop, continuously, the rain went on and on and on. So then what happened is the water level in the lake started rising and rose to very dangerous levels. And that night, when it was really very bad, the situation, this Blake went for a round, he went to see what is the situation. Let me check, because he couldn't stay quietly at home. He was feeling restless. So he went there to look at what is the situation. And when he was there, from far, he saw two men walking around on that wall, that I said the wall was there to protect that lake from flooding. So there were two men whom he saw walking around on the wall. And there are some accounts, some versions of the story which say that he saw them actually moving around with bow and arrow, and they were shooting arrows to fill the gap wherever there was a breach in the wall, wherever there was a chance of the water leaking out. They were shooting arrows to close those gaps. This some versions say. Now, we can guess who it may have been, but Blaze didn't know. So Blaze returned home, and that whole night so much wind was howling and it was pouring non-stop, and it was continuously like a very bad storm and all that. And he had a sleepless night. He didn't know what is going to happen. He was pretty sure that everything is going to flood over and next day everything will be a big mess. But when he woke up the next day, somehow he fell asleep. He woke up, it was bright and clear day. There was sun shining, and then he walked out of his house and he wanted to go and see what has happened, and suddenly he got the news that not one drop of water had escaped from that lake. There was no flooding at all that had taken place. Then, to keep his word, he went to the temple, and when he went inside and he saw the Murthis, he said, "Arey, these are the same two men whom I saw yesterday. They were guarding the wall of the lake. I saw them shooting arrows to fill the breach in the wall. They are the people. And then everybody else there told him, they are our Rama and Lakshmana. They are the people who protected this lake. And that is why that lake, that temple got that name as Eri Kaatha Ramar. Eri or Yeri as we say in Kannada also, I think, it refers to a lake or a pond, isn't it? Kaatha, Kaatha means the one who protected it. So the Rama who protected the lake, that temple is called as Yeri Kaatha Ramar. And this temple in Madurantakam is very famous. And as per whatever word he had given, so this Blaze got the temple constructed, and especially that Janakvalli Tayar, Sita Devi's shrine, he got it constructed in a very grand way. And till now, it is a very pious, holy place where many people visit every time for pilgrimage. People locally also go there, and it is a very great and powerful temple. Now there are some special features also of this temple. Now the speciality is here, Lord Rama is seen to be holding the hand of Sita Mata. In no other temple that feature is there, but here there is a background to this also. Actually, there was a rishi called Vipandakar. Now this Vipandakar rishi, he was living in this place, and after Ravana had kidnapped Sita, when Rama was on the way looking for her everywhere, he was walking here and there, he happened to come to this ashram. So he had stayed there at the request of the rishi, and the rishi had said that you have to stay here. So Rama stayed there one night, and then he said, I will go, I'm going in search of Sita, but when I find her, after that, definitely I will come here, and I will visit you on my way back when I'm going back with Sita. So it is said that on the way back also, they came to this place. They took a small break. They got down from the Pushpak Vimana, and Vipandaka Rishi got the darshan of Lord Rama holding the hand of Sita Devi. So that is one special feature of the Lord here. Another thing noticeable here is that there is no Murthy of Hanuman in this Vigraha, in this Murthy. If you look at the first picture that I showed, you can see it is Rama with Lakshmana on his left side and Sita Devi on his right side, right? So there is no Hanuman here. Now, why is it that there is no Hanuman here? Because this was the time when Bharata was waiting in Ayodhya for Rama to come back. And he had said, the day the 14th year gets over, if you don't come back, if I don't have your darshan, I'm going to jump into the fire and give up my body. So Lord Rama had sent Hanuman in advance to tell Bharata that Rama and the others are coming, they are on the way. So to keep him waiting, to give him hope that indeed Rama is coming, Hanuman had gone. And that is why in all the Murtis here, there is no shrine for Hanuman, there is no Murti of Hanuman in this place. Otherwise, wherever we have seen Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Hanuman has to be present. But here, there is no Murti of Hanuman. And for the Srivaishnavas, this is a very important spot because this is where Swami Ramanujacharya, before he became the Swami, Ramanujacharya was initiated into this. I'm sorry, I have put the spelling of initiated wrong. He was initiated into this Sri Vaishnava Parampara by his Acharya called Periyanambi at this particular spot. It is said that Periyanambi started walking, towards Kanchipuram in search of Ramanuja to give him the mantra and to initiate him into the fold. And Ramanuja started walking from Kanchipuram in search of Periyanambi to undergo that ritual. Now, both of them, they happen to meet in this Madurantakam, in this place called Madurantakam. And that is where he was initiated into the fold. So at that time, it is said that actually Periyanambi told that we will go to Kanchipuram and we will complete the ritual there. But Ramanujacharya said, we can't say what will happen tomorrow. This life is a momentary thing. This mind is very fickle and we have no idea of how it will change or how situations will be and whether we will live for beyond this moment. So you please initiate me now itself. That is the speciality also for the Sri Vaishnavas of this place. That is why they say that Ramanuja is considered to be the lake, which is filled with water from the grace of Lord Sriman Narayana. And this lake is the one, because he was initiated into the parampara in this place, he was protected by the Lord so that we all can benefit from his teachings. So that is also another reason why in the Srivaishnavas, they say that this is Eri Kaatha Ramar, that the Eri they are referring to is Ramanujacharya. The Rama protected this Ramanujacharya. He got him into the fold so that he can be a guiding light for millions of Srivaishnavas all over the world. So that is also the significance. Now, from this, we can learn a few things that firstly, that Rama and Lakshmana came to protect that wall. So Lord is always there to protect his bhaktas. Second thing we can think about is what is the sincerity of that Colonel Blaze. He was a Britisher, he was an Englishman, and yet he was honest enough to admit that those two men, the Rama and Lakshmana, were the two men whom he saw on the wall protecting, and he took it to heart and he kept his word of what he had promised to do. That is something also we can think about. And then, as I mentioned, the eagerness of Swami Ramanuja to undergo that Pancha Samskaram, to undergo the initiation. He said, mind is fickle, lifespan is unknown. So, what we can learn from this is whenever we have to do some dharmic task, whenever there is a dharma kartavya to be done, we must never leave it saying, I will do it later. We must never postpone doing things, good things. Do them immediately because we don't know how our mind will change over time. We don't know what will happen in our next moment. So when we have the opportunity, we should do whatever is the thing to be done. So this is what we can learn from this. So today the bhajan will be sung by Usha. It is actually a Devaranama. Usha, are you ready? Will you sing? You want to share your screen?
No, that is fine. You have it, I think. So
yeah, it's here.
Yeah, you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can go ahead now. Just one thing
Sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm the one who should say sorry. Just one thing. After Usha's bhajan, we have Sankirtana who has prepared Vande Mataram because tomorrow is Republic Day. So she will be singing Vande Mataram for us after the bhajan is over. Okay? Yeah. Usha, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. Pibare Ram Rasam, Pibare Ram Rasam, Rasani Pibare Ram Rasam, Pibare Ram Rasam, Rasani Pibare Ram Rasam, Pibare Ram Rasam, Durīkrita Pātaka Samsargam Puritanana Vidha Phalavargam, Durīkrita Pātaka Samsargam Puritanana Vidha Phalavargam, Pibare Ram Rasam, Rasani Pibare Ram Rasam, Pibare Ram Rasam, Rasani जनन मरण भय शोक विदूरम सकल शास्त्र निगमागम सारम, जनन मरण भय शोक विदूरम सकल शास्त्र निगमागम सारम, पिबरे राम रसम, रसनी पिबरे राम रसम, पिबरे राम रसम, परिपालित सरसिजगर्भाण्डं परमपवित्रीकृत गर्भाण्डं परिपालित सरसिजगर्भाण्डं परमपवित्रीकृत पाषाण्डं पिबरे रामरसं रसने पिबरे रामरसं पिबरे रामरसं रसने शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रित गीतं शुकशौनक कौशिक मुखपीतं शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रित गीतं शुकशौनक कौशिक मुखपीतं पिबरे रामरसं रसने पिबरे रामरसं पिबरे रामरसं 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 रामरसं. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usha. So melodious. We really felt that we are drinking Ramarasa. As the bhajan says, that's drink the nectar of the Lord's name, of Rama's name. So your singing was so soulful that it gave us that feeling that we are in fact drinking of that nectar. Thank you, and God bless you to be able to give even more such joy to all the sadhakas who listen to all this singing of yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now next, Sankirtana, are you ready?
Yes.
Where is she gone? Sankirtana? Okay, she wanted to present, she wanted me to present the thing.
Namaste all.
Sankirtana, 1 minute. Can everybody see the screen which says Vande Mataram?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Then I will mute. Sankirtana, you can go ahead.
Vande Namaste all. I am going to tell Vande Mataram. It is the national song of India. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Sufalam Malayaja Shitalam Sasya Shamalam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram.
Jai Hind Ma. Happy Republic Day.
This song was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in 1875. ధన్యవాద.
Very nice, Sankirtana.
Very nice.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to say something about her singing? You can tell.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you,
Happy
Sankirtana.
Republic Day. Thank you, Sankirtana, and thank you, Usha Ma.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sankirtana. She sang so well.
Happy Republic Day, Sankirtana. Happy Republic Day.
Okay, so that was nice. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you, Usha. Thank you, Sankirtana. Thank you, all the sadhakas who have assembled here today so that we can have this satsang. It is our great fortune that God has blessed us with each other to be able to have this satsang. So let us offer Kritagnyata now, and then if we have few minutes, we can see if anybody has anything to say. Let us offer gratitude. Let us offer Kritagnyata at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start and join this satsang. And let us pray that their blessings and grace are on us always. We still have about 6 to 7 minutes left. If there is anything that anybody wants to ask or say, you are most welcome to unmute and talk. So this bhajan, which this song which Usha sang, it's a very touching, song written by somebody called Sadashiva Brahmendra, and I think it became very famous now, especially after Rahul Vellal has sung it. The video is there on YouTube. Maybe I can post it into our group, our separate group that we have. So what it says is, to just tell the meaning very briefly since we have a few minutes left. So, Durikrita Pataka Samsargam Purita Nana Vidafala Vargam. So, that what is this Ramana Rasam? What is this nectar of the Lord's name? It is that which will remove any sin that we have committed, and it will give us different kinds of phala, or whatever we desire in our mind. We can get that by drinking the nectar of the Lord's name. Then, Janana Marana Bhaya Shoka Viduram Sakala Shastra Nigamagama Saram. So, whatever is our bhaya, whatever is the fear in our mind about death, about birth, about everything, and that which is the essence of all the Vedas, of all the holy texts, of all the Shastras, that is there in Ramanama. Then, Paripalita Sarasija Garbandam Paramapavitri Kritapashandam. So that what we call as the Andakataha, that which is looked after by Lord. And that it will also make us Pavitra. What is it? That is Ramanama. What is the nectar of the Lord's name? Then Shuddha Paramahamsa Ashrama Geetam Shuka Shaunaka Kaushika Mukapitam. So the pure music which can be heard in the ashram of the rishis, and we can also see the reflection of that music in the face of the rishis such as Shuka, Shaunaka and Kaushika. So that is the power, that is the nectar of this Lord's name. So that is what we must drink. So the song is telling us that drink the nectar of Lord's name. So to drink the nectar of Lord's name, we have to develop a taste for that name, isn't it? And to develop the taste for it, it will come only with repeated usage. When we keep doing something repeatedly, then we will develop a love for that. If we keep chanting, whether in initial stages, we may not feel a taste in chanting, we may not feel any rasa out of the chanting process, but we have to keep at it, and we have to try and develop the bhav in our mind. So for that, stories like the one that we narrated today, when we remember all these pastimes of the Lord, when we think about all the leelas that the Lord has performed in various avatars, then that is the time when we can use these events, we can use our understanding of these incidents to grow the feeling of love for God in our heart, to develop that feeling of closeness to God. And when we develop that kind of a feeling, it will become much easier for us to experience the joy, to experience the bliss which comes with chanting the Lord's name. So, like anything else, practice and doing repeatedly, doing consistently, that is what is the most important thing. So I hope we will remember to chant regularly every day, to keep remembering the God at all times, to keep thanking Him for all the things that He has blessed us with, right? And to surrender ourselves whenever there is something which we feel actually everything is being done by Him, but we forget that. So at least at the time when we are in trouble, when we think we don't know what to do, at that time let us begin by trying to remember God and say that you are the doer, you are the one who is getting it done. So guide me to do things in the correct way, guide me to take the right steps. And as we keep doing this repeatedly, we will develop the bhava at all times that He is the doer and we are only madhyama in His hands. So with that kind of a bhava, we should continue our sadhana. Even for us to say that we will do chanting, we will do bhajan, we will do satsang, it is possible only if His grace is there, isn't it? So we must pray always that let His grace be on us and let Him guide us to follow and to undertake our spiritual practice in the right way. So I hope and pray that He will bless us all to be able to do all this. And we will stop our satsang for today and we will meet again next Tuesday as usual at 6:30 in the evening. So thank you very much and namaskar.